So good morning once again. In today's class, what we are going to discuss about is the minority carrier profile concentration. Okay. So after all, the electrons from the emitter emits the electron collected by the collector. So, but it has to go through the base region before it reaches the collector. Okay. So it is important to understand the current concept in entirety. Okay, so that is the reason why we have to look at the topic for today's discussion. Bipolar junction transistors, and we turn our attention towards minority carrier profile. From there, we will get to understand the things in a much better manner, the current voltage relationship. Okay, and then we also talk about the equivalent circuit model. So that's all in today's class is about equivalent circuit model. And here we are going to deal only with large circuit models, large signal model. Okay, so the small signal model is a different topic altogether. So this is for large signal model. Okay, so we will deal with this in today's class. So let us recall the facts. Recall the following facts from the previous class. Recall the following facts. Following facts from our previous lectures. So we defined two parameters, namely the common emitter current gain and common base current gain. Okay, so these two parameters were defined as, we put beta for the, beta is for what? Beta is for common emitter gain, and that will be the output current by the input current, which is the base current. Okay, so that is IC by IB, and alpha is the common base gain. So this will be your IC by IE. Now I told you that ideally you want most of the electrons from the emitter to reach the collector. So which means alpha ideally must be unity. Ideally, but not possible, because it has to go through, it's a 3-terminal device, and the electrons have to cross over to the collector through the base. So there is no other way except some of the electrons getting lost due to recombination process that is happening in base. So the reason why base is made extremely thin is because you want the gain to be large. So this is my common alpha, common emitter gain beta. Now here, if we see base current is extremely small, so beta typically is of the order of few hundreds. You will get transistor all the way from all the way. Okay, so these are what are actually, let me make it clear, these are what are called the transistor parameters. Transistor parameters, nothing to do with the amplifier gain, is a different topic altogether. The transistor gain is, these are current gains for the transistor. Okay, so different transistors will have different gain levels. Okay, and that has to be specifically fabricated to get certain gains through the adjustment in the doping profile and also the width of the base region, right? So, and also we saw for NPN transistor, we actually saw IE equal to IB plus, okay, IE equal to IB plus IC. These are incoming currents, which means the current that goes into the terminals of the base and collector, but this is flowing out of the emitter terminal in case of NPN transistors. Okay, this also we saw. With this understanding, let us get into the minority carrier profile. So when I want to find minority carrier profile, let us first understand what are the minority carriers. So if you look at, so before you even look into this picture, I will tell you this. The minority carrier in P region, that is base region, is going to be the electrons. And the minority carrier in emitter is holes. Now, we have already discussed the fact that the base is heavily doped, the base is lightly doped, sorry, base is lightly doped and emitter is heavily doped. So, in active mode operation, in active mode operation, the emitter base junction is forward bias, recall this fact, and collector base junction is reverse bias. So we exactly know, let us say for example, this is my schematic. This is a two junction device. This is my collector. This is my base. This is my emitter. Now we take ohmic contact in these three terminals and make electrical contact and apply the bias. So this is my NPN transistor. So this is N, this is P, this is N. Now the P region is actually connected with the positive of the battery. The N is, so this is what is the emitter base junction. So you will have forward bias. Okay, whereas this fellow will be connected with reverse, which means the P connected to the negative and N connected to the positive. In this case, it is reverse bias. The transistor is in active mode of operation, and in this, what we have seen is the electrons readily diffuse and reach the collector region through the base, and the holes also go through this. So these processes we discussed in the last class thoroughly. Now just to understand what kind of concentration profile that you are going to realize in, especially because the collector, we discussed about collector, one important fact I will write, the collector current is independent of, this is a very important factor, is independent of VCB. VCB as long as the collector base junction is under reverse bias. Okay, so collector current is only dependent purely on the base emitter voltage. Okay, VBE, not VCB, because that junction is under the reverse bias. So effectively, we can understand the whole action under active mode is due to what is going on in this junction and the electrons crossing over all the way over to the collector. Once they reach here, it will reach the collector because this is under reverse bias. The positive terminal will get the electrons collected at the collector. So you will have a collector current in this fashion. IC will be into this terminal, IB will be into this terminal, and your IE will be flowing out of the terminal. Okay, so with this understanding, the electrons which are majority carrier in the emitter, when they cross over to the base, they recombine and the base is made so thin that this concentration we can assume to have a linear profile. So this linear profile is assumed for the reason that it is an assumption, a first approximation that we make. This linear solid blue line that you see here is attributed to the thin width of base. The thin width of base we feel that it is not going to be normally we expect some kind of an exponential decay, but we will, because of this, I told you in an integrated chip, this base is typically of the order of nanometers. Okay, so we assume a linear profile over here, but practically because there are some electrons which are recombining with the holes, which is the majority carrier in base, there will be some, it won't be dropping in this fashion, rather it will take a concave shape like this. So that is shown that dotted line. Now why this? Now there are symbols over written here. So when I talk about minority carrier, let me make it clear. If I am talking about in base region, it will be the first you have to write the symbol for the minority carrier. This is electrons, so you write N. Now the subscript P stands for electrons in P region. That is electrons which are minority carrier in base region. Now even without the bias, okay, and when no bias is applied, there will be equilibrium carrier concentration given by the doping levels, because we know NP naught, okay, and PP naught will be equivalent to Ni square. This will be under the equilibrium. Holes, product of electrons and holes will be equal to the Ni square. Now, similarly, minority carrier in emitter. So I am trying to explain the symbols before we go deeper into the physics. So minority carrier in emitter, if I were to look at it, I have to write holes symbol P first. It is in emitter region, which is N junction. So it will be this thing. Now when I put symbol O, that represents equilibrium. So what is happening here? We have to understand what is shown here is the whatever profile that you are seeing is actually about the excess carrier, excess minority carrier that comes into play. So this is exactly what you have to understand. There is a minority carrier here, there is a minority carrier here, there is a minority carrier here. Now what you have to understand is when electrons from emitter under the influence of forward bias wants to reach the collector, it has to diffuse through the base region. In the base region, they undergo process of recombination, but because the base is made extremely thin, we assume a linear profile. But practically speaking, even if you were to assume a thin profile and lightly doped, you will have this kind of concentration, this kind of profile, concentration profile. Okay, that is a concave shape. That is about it. Now, what is this y within the bracket 0 is given? Because normally this function we can write in terms of what is called the distance. The x-axis is the distance, y-axis is the carrier concentration. Now, what you have to understand with this diagram, you look at this diagram and this graph. This emitter being heavily doped will have larger amount of electrons compared to the base which is thinly doped. Okay, so the recombination is in a sense controlled. That is the reason why base is lightly doped and emitter is heavily doped. Again, the recombination will be dependent on how much distance these electrons that cross over from emitter to reach the collector. So you make the collector base region thin, then the electrons from the emitter will be able to cross over to the collector without any problem. So you have to understand why the base is lightly doped, why the base is thin. So because of this fact, he put here within the bracket 0. What does that 0 here means? This is actually, normally it has to be written as a function of x, and this is the edge of the emitter base junction, the edge of the emitter base junction where it is devoid of any mobile charge carriers. It is devoid of any mobile charge carriers. So you have to understand here, this is the depletion width. So this is the depletion width. This is the depletion width. Okay. So the depletion width will not be same. Okay. Depletion width will be different. So you have to understand that it will be extending to the lightly doped region more. Okay. So this is the depletion width edge in the vicinity of the base. This is the depletion width in the vicinity of the emitter. Now, this 0 here x stands for, this is where it is actually striking. So whatever concentration is there, there is no recombination or anything. This is devoid of any mobile charge carriers. Now, the crossover will take place, but you have to understand the electron being more electrons are going to cross over from emitter to reach the collector. You will have the point at which this concentration. So this is referred to as at x equal to 0. Similarly, in the emitter region, the minority carrier is the hole. So we look at this edge, that is Pn naught. So you have to understand why these things are marked like this. Number 1. Number 2, I explained the profiles here. Now you can clearly see that because the electrons are more and holes here are less, the recombination rate will be different in both sides. They will be different. So you will have a different profile for hole concentration and for electron concentration. In the hole concentration in the emitter region, electron concentration. Here we are simply talking about minority carrier. Okay, so these are the fundamental facts that you have to understand. So recombination in the base region causes the linear decay to change slightly and take this concave shape. The slope of the concentration, please note, the slope of the concentration profile of minority carrier concentration EBJ is slightly higher than the slope. So this slope is slightly higher than this slope. This is a linear slope which is gradual, but here it is slightly higher, as the number of holes in the lost in the base region is small compared to the here. Okay, here because there will be lot of electrons, they will be readily willing to occupy all of the holes, and because of these two facts, this is the answer. So please note down the slope of the concentration of the profile of minority carrier concentration at EBJ is slightly higher than the slope at the CBJ. Okay, as the number of volts lost in the base region is smaller compared to emitter region. So you have to understand this. With this, you will see that. So these slopes are different, and again these profiles are different. Okay, and the height you can clearly see. Now, as you go deeper into the emitter region, you will come to your equilibrium. Here, you have to understand it is not the minority carrier concentrations are becoming zero. It's very important to understand they will reach the equilibrium value far deep into the respective regions. Now, one more thing over here at this place, this is talking about the excess carrier concentration, not about the intrinsic concentration, but excess carrier concentration when I made that statement. Whatever, once the electrons reach and edge of the, so this is my, let us say this is my emitter, this is my base, this is my collector. Now the electrons cross over and reach the edge of the base collector junction. Once they reach, because of this reverse bias, all of the electrons will get collected at the collector terminal without getting lost. So you have to understand that the excess concentration is going to be zero at this point. So you have to understand this point very clearly. That is one thing. Now, what you have to understand mainly, finally, we can write that the collector current IC is actually nothing but IN, because this is the electron current. Okay, so electron diffusion current that gets recorded at the collector region. This, okay, IC is IN, and what is this IN? Let us see that. Okay, so expression for this IN is actually, okay, this will be due to diffusion phenomena. So let us first write the diffusion current density Q dn of x, because it is getting dx. This is, you have to multiply with the area. Area of what? Area of the emitter base junction. Area of cross section, when you multiply, this is current, diffusion current. So current is actually nothing but current density times the area of cross section. Area of cross section, which is actually the area of cross section. Let us say the current is flowing like this, the area of cross section is this. Okay, let us say the current is flowing towards you, it is going into the computer, the area of cross section is, okay, so the normal to the area and the direction of the current flow are same. So current equal to current density times the area of cross section, where AE is the area of cross section, of emitter base region. Okay, so this is in general. Now you have to understand that this, I told you, is actually nothing but your, because we assume a linear. So when you say linear assumption, so since we are assuming linear assumption, DNP, since we are assuming linear decay of, why decay? the decay because of excess electron concentration. Why decay? The decay is because of the recombination, which means the holes, the electrons are getting lost. The electrons go and occupy the vacant states in the valence band in the base region. Therefore, the charge carriers are getting lost. You have to understand that. So, linear assuming, since we are assuming linear decay of excess electron concentration in the base region. Okay, because the base is very thin. Okay, so for ideally there will be some concave shape, but first approximation linear decay is okay. So dn p of x by dx will be nothing but dx is width, dnp it's a decay, so you will have a negative symbol np of x. So you have to understand, at this point it is 0, at this point it is np. It's a decay that is happening. So np of naught stands for the x. This is a function of x. Okay, this is what is not function of x, function of distance, function of x. So don't get bottled by these symbols. It's function of the distance. So with this understanding, let us carry further. So dn, we have got this equation. Now I have already told you that IC equal to IS, okay, exponential of, because this is all dependent on base emitter voltage, so it is not dependent on collector this thing, so exponential of this thing. Okay, I will write it in a different form so that you don't get lost. So this is nothing but IS of exponential of VBE by VT. VBE. So this is the potential drop across the, as measured across the base emitter junction, where IS is your saturation current. Saturation current and IC is actually IS is given by you have to see this is a saturation current. So the saturation current is nothing but, if you look at here, okay, if you look at here, it will be in the absence of the forward bias, the saturation current will be AEQ dN, okay, NP naught by W. Okay, NP naught by W, because this is what is actually obtained from the earlier expression. You have to understand this. I have dropped the negative sign here. I will tell you, because we take the collector current to be positive, so I have just dropped the negative sign, and therefore we will get it as NP naught by W IS. This is the saturation current. This will be NP naught, as you know, is nothing but equilibrium, which means equilibrium concentration, equilibrium electron concentration in base region. Equilibrium electron concentration in base region. Moment I said equilibrium, which means that is the saturation current is always an intrinsic parameter with a transistor. It will be of the order of 10 power minus 12 to minus 18 ampere, which we have seen earlier, long back. The same thing applies here, except that we are dealing with a two junction device instead of single junction as in a diode. So that is equilibrium electron in base region, that is in the absence of external bias. The whole concepts that were explained for the case of the diode, they seamlessly integrate with actually over here. So now NP naught is nothing but actually we know what is the doping profile. NP naught will be nothing but Ni square by PP naught. PP naught is given by approximately the acceptor impurity in the base region, which is the P region. So this is the saturation current. One, knowing the area of cross section, knowing the diffusion coefficient of electrons, and knowing the doping level, one can calculate what will be the saturation current without any problem. Okay, so W is nothing but the width of the base. Effective width of the base, if you look at this diagram, it is written as effective width because there will be on either side of the edge, there will be a depletion region formed, which will not have any mobile charges. So we take, there is an width decreasing because of the formation of the, so effective width is of the base is even smaller than the actual width of the base the device was constructed. So this is effective width of the base. For all practical purpose, you can take the width as given in a problem. Okay, so that is about it. Now IS, so you can see IS is actually proportional to, inversely proportional to W, which means base, if it is thin region, saturation current will be higher. If base is wide, then saturation current will be lower. Now again, you can substitute for this. What will you get actually? IS equal to AE Q dN Ni square by Na W. So IS, you can see, is also proportional to Ni square. And we know the intrinsic carrier concentration increases with the temperature, and it is dependent on, of course, the relationship is T power 3 by 2. Okay, so it is a different relationship that goes in solid state devices. Doesn't matter. For all practical purposes, you can understand the saturation current IS doubles for every 5 degree centigrade rise in temperature. It doubles for every, very similar thing that we discussed with the case of diode. Okay, so this big, and more another fact about the saturation. So saturation current here is a transistor parameter because we are dealing with the transistor operation now. Transistor parameter. And IS is proportional to area of cross section, AE, okay, cross sectional area. Okay, I think I have written that area of cross section of emitter base region. So which means it scales with the area. So IS is also referred to as scaling current. Saturation current and scaling current. Okay, so you have to understand these facts. Now come to what is called the equilibrium circuit model. So let us discuss a little bit about the equivalent circuit model quickly. So I want to tell you so these are the, okay, I will explain each of these figures. Equivalent, give me 10 minutes. I will equivalent circuit models. We are talking about for large signal. Large signal application. Large signal application. Okay. So if you remember, we talked about two current gains with the transistor parameters, namely the common emitter current gain, common base current gain. So we can actually have either base as the common terminal, or the emitter as the common terminal. So if we have base as the common terminal, the input current will be your emitter current, output current will be collector current, in which case you will define in terms of beta. Okay, and if I talk about base current, the input current is base current. Okay, then we have in which case we talk about the if IB, we will talk differently. So let us look at that. Either base as the common terminal or emitter as the common terminal. Emitter as the common terminal. So beta is defined as IC by IB. So input current is IB. Alpha, which is the common base gain, we defined it as IC by IE. Okay, so input current is emitter. So you have to understand that you can have the the circuit connections either as a under with a transistor, either as a common base or common emitter. Okay, so either base as the common terminal or emitter as the common terminal. And in analyzing the circuit under active mode, because I already told you, we can take the VCB out of the equation. We need to only worry about your VBE voltage. Okay, so if I worry only about VBE voltage, what I will get is actually, I will get, and we have also seen that IC is nearly equal to IE. Emitter current almost equals the collector current almost equals the emitter current, and it is actually the relationship is IC equal to alpha IE. Ideally alpha, if all of the electrons that are emitted by emitter reaches the collector, alpha will be unity, which will not be practically possible. Alpha will be close to 0.99, something like this, in these ranges, then it is okay. So this alpha is actually relating the collector output current by the input IE. So in which case we talk about what is called, if we consider every transistor, so you have like this NPN. For example, this is my emitter, base, collector. Now I can take either emitter as the common terminal and talk in terms of emitter base or the collector emitter. So in which case, if you look at in what will be the circuit to analyze, so we can actually remember VCB for active mode operation is not to be a parameter that does not impact the device operation. That does not impact the device operation. It is the collector current is independent of under active mode. So VCB we can take it out of the equation. We have only effectively VBE, base emitter. So this base emitter VBE junction can be assumed to be a diode. Okay, and this under active mode, so this is my base, this is my, because active mode, if I have to look at it, you have to understand that when I do this model, you have to, let me explain carefully here. We have to be careful here. VBE is the base emitter voltage, and I need not worry about this. I need to worry about only this junction. This is my N terminal, this is my P terminal. So it has to be this manner. This is my emitter. This under forward bias, emitter, this thing, if you remember, it will be like this. So always draw this circuit to begin with. So this is my negative, this is my positive. This is forward bias, this is reverse bias. So if you look at here, the base is connected to the positive. So base must be this one. This will go towards base. This will go towards the emitter. So you have to be very careful how you draw this diagram. So when I take common, so look at this diagram for example. Because IC equal to alpha E and IC nearly equal to IE, I can consider collector as a ideal current source under active mode of operation. So please remember, one can consider collector as an ideal constant current source. Ideal constant current source. That is constant current anyway. Ideal source, because IC is independent of VCP. It is only dependent on VPE. Okay, which will be the input side. So one can consider collector as a current source. So the collector terminal is represented by a current source here. Now all of these models, remember, they are because of the exponential relationship of the current voltage relationship, all of them are actually nothing but nonlinear models. Not the linear model. You remember with the diode, we assumed linear approximations and all. Here, we are talking about nonlinear models, all of them in the present state. Okay, so all of them are nonlinear models for large signal. And when we talk in terms of voltage, it becomes what is called voltage control current device. So this is nothing but voltage control current device. Why did I say voltage control current device? The reason is actually voltage control current device. The reason is not far from us, because you see this collector current is dependent on VPE. So whatever be the potential between the base and the emitter, that potential decides how much the current source can give. That will be flowing into the terminal. Therefore, you will actually see that this is a voltage controlled current device. You can actually convert into a current control current device by suitably approximating. In this diagram, in the top, so let me call this is A, this is B. A and B will correspond to common base. We talk in terms of common base. So common base, we define current gain for common base as alpha. So alpha, if you remember, common base gain. Remember, alpha is remembered as a common base, beta is remembered as a common emitter. Because you see here, the emitter terminal is common for both collector and base. Here, the base terminal is common for collector and emitter. So you have to put the word common before the terminal that is actually common. So here, when we talk the transistor operation in this mode with beta, we normally talk in terms of common emitter gains. So common emitter configurations. So when we talk in terms of alpha, we talk in terms of common base gain. So with that in mind, we can actually see this picture. So this is actually A corresponds to voltage control current device, but this is not difficult to replace as a current. I can understand, instead of writing the IC in terms of VBE, if I write IC in terms of alpha, that is alpha IE, then you can actually see that these actually these two will correspond to what is called common base. So try to recognize that by getting all the things clear. So this is alpha E, and what I have done here, I have made it into a current control device. Current control device. So I am not discussing in terms of in figure B the same model. All of the circuits are equivalent circuit only. They are not different from each other. But it is how we view the circuit. Whether we view the circuit as a voltage control device or a current control device. Again, whether we view the circuit as a, if we take the common terminal as a base or common terminal as emitter, depending on that, we have to adapt the model. So if a problem is given with common base, we have to adapt this model. But if it is given as emitter stuff, then we have to adopt model C and D. So this is common emitter. But the C corresponds to again voltage control device because my collector current is written in terms of the voltage parameter, input voltage parameter, whereas in this case it is written in terms of the current. So current control device, voltage control device. Okay, so you have to understand all of them are equivalent circuit. They are not different from each other. If you, in some cases when you do problems, you might want to do it in terms of analyze in terms of the current parameters. Then you take the current controlled current device, current control current device. But if you want to analyze in terms of the input voltage, then you talk about this equivalent circuit model for common emitter. So the bottom two C and D corresponds to common emitter, the emitter terminal. So you can see the input is replaced by a diode. That is exactly what is written. So here you can see the emitter is the common terminal, the IB is the current, and IE is flowing out of, because this is an NPN transistor. This is NPN transistor. I want you to draw similar circuit and think how to draw for P and P the same models. You try to think and do it. You will get a feel for what I am trying to say here. Okay, so that is exactly what it is. So the input is replaced by a diode. The output is not dependent on the VCB. Therefore, it is IC is independent of VCB. In that sense, IC acts as a current, constant current source, which is coming into this. The IC current flows into the terminal. That is why it is marked like this. Whereas IE goes out of the terminal. So you can see IE marked out like this in all of this. So the top two corresponds to common base, bottom two corresponds to common emitter. That left corresponds to voltage control device, the right corresponds to current control device. Okay, so very clear. So when we talk in terms of common emitter, we talk in terms of beta. Therefore, the collector current is written in terms of beta. When we talk about common base, the collector current is written in terms of alpha. Okay, so with that, I complete the theory for the model for large signal. There are some problems which I will load it up in the YouTube. So go through that lecture also. And if you have any doubt, you are welcome to come back to me. Okay, so thank you. Just a second.